Right, hello guys, hope you're all doing well. Today is a very exciting video because just a month ago it marked my 1 year anniversary. Well, it's not what you're thinking, but 1 year anniversary of driving. Yes, so it's marked 1 year of driving. To me, a year feels like such a long time, but actually it went so quick. Like, I genuinely cannot believe it's been a year. Like, how is that even possible? I have no idea. But when I tell you it's been a year of ups and downs, it really has. It's just been a lot. Like, I remember I was talking to my sister, like, the horror stories of the driving experiences that I've had. And I was just saying, we've actually been through so much. And, like, yeah, I've been through so much, but her as a passenger who's always sitting at the front next to me, she's definitely been through it because she's always there having to calm me down when I'm, like, literally low-key crying and being hysterical. But, like, no, I'm not gonna let you go, sorry. That's not how life works. It's not always give way, like, you know what I mean? I just thought today would be a nice video to reflect upon that year. First thing I'd say is that within a year of driving, it isn't going to be smooth, unfortunately. It really isn't. And I just hope that you know that you're not on your own in this, because trust me, it's definitely a rocky and bumpy journey. You kind of have to take it and understand and know that actually there's going to be crazy moments, especially if you're driving a manual. There's just so much traffic. With your first year of driving, always have that one person that you feel comfortable driving with, because I think that makes a big difference. And you just feel more at ease. Let's say if you're trying a tricky route or you're kind of nervous to go somewhere, just know that if you have that one person that you feel comfortable with, then definitely have that person on board, because trust me, you do feel just that more like comfortable. I'd also say that when it comes to driving, just try not to give a shit about what the people or what the car at the back is doing. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm being very, very hypocritical here, like unbelievably hypocritical here, because like, I don't think that's something that's I'm ever gonna let go of, because I'm constantly like anxious and scared about what's going on behind me. And like, if there's a car that is literally speeding up right behind me, I will feel compelled to also speed up, because I'm like, this car is freaking me out. Try and do that, because trust me, I think once you get in the habit of doing that, where you don't care about the car behind you and you just focus on your driving, it makes the world of a difference. And I think start that as soon as you can. I know that my driving has an impact when I'm worried about the car behind me. Off topic here, but I've got a 1 litre car, right? Mine's a 1 litre. Now, please, can someone tell me, is this normal, right? Why the hell does my car drink up the oil like no other? Because I'm sorry, this car literally runs out so much, and it's unbelievable, and I don't understand why. Like, I'm constantly having to fill up the engine oil under a month. Like, I have a feeling it's because I low-key rev a lot, because I'm just scared to store. Because I rev a lot, that's probably the reason as to why the engine oil is running out. But then I'm thinking to myself, but surely, like, that can't be the reason. I was saying to my like dad, and he was like, no, that's not the reason. It's just because it's a 1 litre car and they tend to kind of take up a lot of engine oil really quickly. So I'm not sure, but I'm not lying, it's definitely the biggest headache. Like, I'm actually so done with this. Why can't I just drive my car with ease? Like, why do I always have to constantly fill up the engine oil? I also think there are unfortunately going to be people that, you know, make some comments and kind of not motivate you. If you do make any mistakes, they're just like, oh, well, like, come on, you passed a driving test and you're kind of doing this and that. So just know that that's going to be shit and it isn't going to feel great. But as long as you've got those 1-2 supporters, you're good. That's like, my mum is like the biggest motivator and supporter, and I love it so much, because the amount of times I've made mistakes, and I still do, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not even a good driver, let's be real, and she's always like, it's okay, keep trying, you've got this. So yeah, as long as you kind of have those supporters, then you should be good. But it's just good to bear in mind that there are going to be comments from people. It doesn't even have to be a family, it can be friends, it can be blooming whoever is in your car, there are definitely going to be some mental breakdowns. The amount of times I've literally cried and like just been so upset because I was going through it. Like, I was really going through it. And especially I think the reason why I found the first kind of 6 months of driving really difficult was purely because I think I don't know if I've mentioned this actually, but I probably have. When it came to my lessons and my instructor, because the car we were learning in was like a newer plate, the car would auto rev, which basically meant that when it came to kind of the clutch, I would never use the gas or the accelerator to kind of help move off really. So I would just use the clutch on its own, and that would auto rev, which meant that I was able to kind of move off without having to use the accelerator. However, little did I know, I was gonna absolutely struggle so much when it came to buying a car and driving, because guess what, not everyone's gonna get a blooming 2020 play, are they? No. There I was struggling in my car as I had to use the accelerator and the clutch together. Like, I just wish that I had learned in the correct manner in terms of utilizing both the gas and the clutch together when pulling off, because there I was in the middle of the road, like scared, literally freaked out that I can't move off. And why wasn't I driving like I used to drive with my instructor? Those that are watching this video, if you are still in your driving lesson days, I hope you guys are aware of the driving technique that you do and how you guys learn and how you guys make use of those pedals. That sounds really funny. Pick up on those things when learning your driving lessons, and if your instructor is kind of making you use the same technique that I did and just use the clutch to simply move off, most likely they've got a very new plate, a newer model, a newer car, and you need to tell them, excuse me, like, I'm not rich like you, like I don't have the funds like you do, and I'm not gonna buy a car that is like 2024 or like 2023 plate. Okay, so if I was you, I think you should like teach me you know, the traditional method of using the gas and the clutch together in unison. So yeah, I just think, okay, don't, okay. I don't know why I did that. And also I think it depends on whether it's a petrol or if it's a diesel car. That also has an impact in terms of the whole like auto revving system, majigs. But what I would say is that unfortunately with a manual car, you are going to get more kind of problems, or you're going to face more difficulties than it is when you're driving it automatic. Within your first year of driving, I need to overtake here, but I can. Like, I need to overtake, or this guy definitely is, or I need to do the same, like, I don't know. Within your first year of driving, although you have those kind of ups and downs, I think it's definitely a memorable year for sure, and I don't think it's something that you'd ever forget in your lifetime, because that first year includes you getting your first ever car, having the experience of finding your own car, taking control, being responsible. There's just so much to it, and I think it's so special. Yeah, it's just crazy that it's been a year. Like, it's mental, because it's just flown by. And also, guys, there are going to be really shitty drivers like that are so rude and are not patient, and I think that is one thing that you also need to bear in mind. There are going to be really rude drivers that aren't patient with you, and I think that's one thing that I wasn't ready for. I was like delulu and thinking, oh, when I pass my driving and when I drive, everyone's going to be so nice to me. They're all going to be like, oh, she passed her driving, bless her little heart. We're going to be so patient with her. Because bear in mind, guys, I had my P plate on for quite some time, and I definitely think having a P plate is so important in a sense that, like, there are some drivers that will acknowledge that and are patient with you, but 90% of them aren't patient with you. And I know it's hard, and I know it isn't the best feeling at all, but I just think that you just have to continue driving. I guess, like, in terms of my personal experience and how I found the first year of driving, it sounds really cheesy, but I low-key am proud of myself in the sense that, like, I have definitely come a long way to stalling at every traffic light, to freezing at any roundabout I would come to not being able to drive on the motorway on my own, all of these things, to now being able to kind of rarely stall. Those are definitely little achievements that I've done in the year. And when I tell you guys, I've got so much to learn. Please don't have this expectation that after a year of driving you should be an amazing driver. I think that is so out of order and such a misconception. And I'm sorry, like, how can you automatically be a really good driver after a year? That's just so silly. And I'm so not confident. Like, when it comes to new places, I get really, really nervous, and I do make mistakes here and there. So I do think, let go of the expectation that those good drivers have years and years of experiences at the back of that. So yeah, no, that's just so unfair. If someone's like, oh, you've been driving for a year, like, surely you shouldn't be making mistakes, like, you should be so good. No, absolutely not. Like, what do you think this is? When people say that you actually learn how to drive after you've passed your driving, that is a statement that literally is so true for those guys who, you know, are still driving or have just passed, or, you know, have driven for 6 months, 7 months. It's definitely such a beautiful and such a nice feeling to know that you can drive. And I'm so grateful that I, you know, passed and that I was able to buy my own car and all of these things as soon as possible. So yeah, it's definitely those things. And also, guys, know that even after a year, parking can be so hard, okay? And I'm gonna say it here, I absolutely can't park to save my life. Parallel parking's out of the question. Like, I can't park parallel. Absolutely not. I guess to round this video off, just know that the first year of driving is a year where you will enjoy it, but you'll also learn so much from it. And I think you should take your time with it and not put pressure on yourself, or don't have other people kind of like expecting you to be this amazing driver in the first like 3 months. I just think that first year, just take it in and just do what you need to do. If you guys are like me and it's just recently been your first year anniversary of driving or passing your driving test, congrats, well done. Sometimes we really need to take a moment back and think, actually, we did that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next one, guys. See ya.